From McBride Stadium in Richmond, Indiana, it is game number 16 as your Xenia Scouts head across state lines for their first ever visit to Richmond, taking on the Richmond Jazz. Andrew, Alix here, and alongside me is a guest broadcaster for the first couple innings. Here we have John Sharp, your very own Scout shortstop, who is currently out of commission because of a concussion. We'll probably see him again in a Scouts uniform on Monday, but for the time being, John is here to enlighten us with all kinds of baseball stuff that I just simply don't know. Looks like O'Hearn is leading things off. It's O'Hearn, Ring, Barth, McDonald, Atkins, Marquez, Bloy, Holloway, Valance. The starting pitcher for the Richmond Jazz is John Troll from Denison University. He has a 12.34 ERA on the season. First pitch to Ryan O'Hearn, in there for a called strike.
Yeah, O'Hearn's a pretty solid leadoff guy with the speed aspect, and I think he's, he's gotten hot pretty lately. I'm not sure how he's done the past two games, but he's fitting that leadoff spot real well with the speed. Once you get on, you can get him second base and get a guy in scoring position early in the game. So I think the big thing for the leadoff guy is trying to get on base early.
So Ryan takes a 0-1 fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike two. The 0-2 pitch taken on the outside. Count moves the ball and 2 strikes. O'Hearn, your center fielder this evening from Hillsdale College in Michigan. Ryan on the year, a .250 average with 6 RBIs. He's scored 14 times, and big swing and a miss from O'Hearn there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to live away a lot. That's, usually where a pitcher wants to set up with his fastball. He's got better command, I'm assuming, than he did last time he faced us. So, they're trying to make that adjustment, try to go the other way with it right there. And, it's a tough pitch with 2 strikes.
So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Donald Ring. First pitch to the Donald. Taking on the outside, a ball. Don on the year. He's your catcher this evening. Obviously, as we know, he's switched between that catching role as well as left field and the designated hitter spot. But he's back behind the plate and ahead in the count. 1-0, fouls one back into the screen, evens things up. 1 ball and a strike.
Yeah, I don't think Don's really used to playing the outfield. I know he's out there in the left while Marquez wasn't with us when he's at Wright State. But Don's been a good catcher. He's got a good lefty swing. It's real pure and smooth.
1-1, Donald fouls that down the left field side. Now, when you're playing over at short, in terms of stolen base attempts, is there a noticeable difference between the work that you see with McDonald and the work that you see with Don Ring? Just different philosophy there?
You mean when Donald's on base and we're looking for a guy that can run, a guy as compared to a guy who can't run?
What I'm saying is who has a better arm behind the plate to try to get Donald or Evan McDonald?
I kind of got confused between the two, but
quickly there, Don rips one into right center field, a base hit, so he's aboard with a single and a man on and 1 out here for the Scouts here at the top of the first inning. Still scoreless between the Scouts and the Richmond Jazz, but Donald, of course, leading things off there with a single, and we saw what happened when he got on base yesterday. With 1 down, and obviously the Scouts put up 5 runs.
Yeah, that was a big inning. Yeah, that really set the tone for the rest of the game. We kind of, let off a little bit throughout the rest of the game, but we put up that 5 spot and kind of took the wind out of their sails to begin with, so that was good. That's hard for a team to come back from just how the first inning that kind of sets the bar for the rest of the game.
Jeremy Barth takes a breaking ball called strike outside part of the plate. Jeremy, the right fielder this evening from University, a .305 hitter on the year, 5 doubles, a home run, and 10 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch, and Jeremy lines that one up the middle past the glove of the second baseman. A base hit, so Don Ring to the second, Jeremy Barth to first, and this is playing out very, very similarly to what we saw yesterday. Knock on wood, obviously. I'm not saying I'm going to guarantee a 5-run inning here, but it's 2 on and 1 out. Evan McDonald to the plate.
It's good to see stringing a lot of hits together. I mean, that's the name of the game, really. You can string 2 hits together like that. That's really putting yourself in a good position. It's hard to be scattered with your hits. Get a hit every now and then, but it's good to get them back to back, and it really hitting contagious in that sense of the game.
So first pitch to Evan McDonald is lifted, a shot, but foul on the left field side, and it's the second time in 2 days that we've seen Evan absolutely tank a ball foul to left field. And, he and I talked about it yesterday, and I told him, that one was over the back graveyard yesterday at Grady's Field, but the count 0-1. Evan on the year, he's a .279 hitter with 3 doubles, 6 RBIs, and with 2 on and 1 out here, he's the man at the plate, but he fouls the 0-1 back. Looks like that was off the glove of the catcher. He fouled that back into, so he finds himself behind in this count 0-2 with 1 down. It's Don Ring at second.
Right, there's no doubt that McDonald's got a lot of power, and when you see that first pitch fastball and you drive that pretty deep foul, it's going to be rare for a guy to see anything other than a breaking ball, because they know that they get the fastball timed up, so they're trying to get you
0-2, and he lifts that one past the glove of the diving third baseman. Coming around third is going to be Donald Ring. He's going to be in to score. Jeremy Barr's going to stay at second, but an RBI single from Evan McDonald has the Scouts on the board early here. A 1-0 lead, and we talked about yesterday, and this is the exact same thing that happened. This exact 2, 3, 4 spot in the order with McDonald, Ring, and Barth all getting singles. Nothing special, no absolute shots in there, just a couple of hard hit balls.
Well,
in the right spot.
When you're trying to do too much, that's where you get in trouble, when you're trying to put the ball over the fence. But when guys have really stayed short with the ball, not trying not to be a hero in that sense, just hitting singles and bringing guys around, and it racks up at the end of the day.
So first and second with 1 out, Chandler to the plate. Chandler takes fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike. Chandler, .255 on the season. He's got 3 doubles, a triples, and a home run. On top of that, a team high 15 RBIs. He drove in 3 yesterday, including, in a very similar spot to this, with 1 down and a couple guys on yesterday. He had a single that brought home another 2, and that kind of was one of the 2 highlights on that 5-run spot in the bottom of the first yesterday. Pitch to Atkins. He shows bunt, but pulls back. Takes that one on the outside.
Yeah, like we were talking about before the game, Chandler's he's really killing with the RBIs, but being in the 5 spot in the lineup, that's the big RBI. The 4, 5, 6 guys are the guys you want to bring in run. 1 through 3, the guys usually just want to get on base, and the 4, 5, 6 guys are more the power hitters. Bring them around, and Chandler's really fit well in that spot in the lineup for us this year. Obviously, with the amount of RBIs and runs he's brought in, he's good with runners on base.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Chandler grounds that one to the second baseman. Toss over to second for the force for 1. The throw over to first for 2 in time. A 4-6-3 double play ends the Scouts in the top of the first. But that's 1 run on 3 hits and nobody left aboard. We have played the top of the first here at McBride Stadium in Richmond. The Scouts lead by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back to Richmond, Indiana. Andrew Alix here alongside John Sharp. And the bottom of the first here, the Scouts already with the 1-0 lead. Dylan Muka to the plate. Muka, the center fielder.
Yeah, it's always good for a pitcher to get that early lead, to come on the first inning, not feel pressured to get a quick inning as fast, more like, not have to work around the zone, just let the guys hit the ball and put it in play and let the defense work.
The pitcher, Caleb Fernholz. Caleb on the year, a 1.5 ERA. And we saw, in his last start against Licking County, just how good this guy really can be. Fernholz from St. Thomas University in Minnesota. Fernholz delivers the 0-2 breaking ball, a called strike. So ahead in this count, 0-2. Muka, the center fielder, he's batting .222 on the season with 7 RBIs. The 0-2 pitch from Fernholz. And that one is lined into center field, chasing it O'Hearn. He dives, cannot make the grab, gets in front of it, actually getting it on one bounce. But this isn't the 1860s rule, so that's a single.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive, for me to see outfielders do that. The short hop's kind of one of the harder balls to pick up, and I've seen a lot of outfielders get that on a dive, which, it's kind of interesting to me. Plus, that outfield out there, I've seen during batting practice a little bit erratic and bouncy, so it's pretty good for him to keep it in front.
Yeah, an all-natural grass surface here at McBride Stadium in Richmond, and actually a pretty risky idea there by Ryan. You think about it, that ball gets behind you, and it's 402 to deep center, very wide valley-like gaps here.
That's extra bases.
And, you get that behind you, and that's a double, maybe even a triple. But
it's good to, be risky and go for the ball, if you think you can get it on a dive in the air. But above anything else, you want to keep that ball in front and keep that guy at first base and not, start off the inning with the extra base hit, because that can be pretty much an automatic run scored for them.
So runner on first, the 1-1 pitch is lifted into shallow right field, but that one's going to drop in front of the right fielder, Jeremy Barth. So a couple of straight singles to start things off here for the Richmond Jazz, and it's first and second, nobody out, and that's going to bring up their number 3 hitter, Brennan Lyard. Lyard, the first baseman on the year, he's batting .234 with a couple of doubles and 5 RBIs.
Yeah, it's not like they're getting a lot of barrels on the ball as much as this. They're getting those little dink hits that just fall right over the infielder's head and right in between right in front of the outfielder. So, it's not like they're hitting the ball too hard. They're just putting the ball, I guess, where we're not and just getting a piece of it.
So now Lyard, that's from the right side against the right-handed pitching Fernholz. Fernholz looks to the catcher, Don Ring. Looks back to second. Here's the first pitch. That one taken low. Ball 1. Lyard, like he said, a .234 hitter. He's the first baseman tonight. The 1-0 pitch. And that one, a chopper to the shortstop, Aaron Valance. He steps on second for 1, the throw on to first for 2 in time. So that's a 6-3 double play, and now 2 down here. The runner, Muka, advancing over to third. So it's a man on third and 2 outs, and it's going to be the cleanup hitter, Cole Grissinger. Grissinger from Francis Marion University. It's a very small public school in South Carolina. You got to wonder what inspired the trip up here.
Yeah. That's a good play on Aaron. Usually when a middle infielder gets second himself, just stepping on the bag, creates a lot less room for error with the flipping the second base and second base guy was go ahead making a good throw to first. It's it creates a lot less room for error, like I said, when you just take it yourself and just flip it on over there. So that was a good play by him.
Fernholz finds the zone there. Called strike. Or are they saying he missed?
No, I think they called that one a strike.
Yeah, I saw that. So 1-1 the count here. Grissinger, a .304 hitter on the year. That one sharp. Aaron Valance, who drops it, picks it up, throws on to first, but that's low and gets past the glove of Caleb Blowick. Coming in to score from third is Dylan Muka. He scores on the error, and we are all tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the first. And, that's the tough hop that Valance had to play over at short.
I guess he was looking for a backhand play because he had his glove turned to the backhand side, but it caught him on the in-between hop, and that's one of the harder hops you don't want to get. You want to come up and get that short hop or sit back and get a long hop. That's kind of unconventional for Aaron. Aaron's been a great shortstop for us this year.
Oh yeah, no, and absolutely. He's had some very, very impressive plays even in these last couple of days. But first pitch is like just a
Little
single up the
bloop
middle.
shot,
A little
yeah.
bloop shot up the middle, bounced right in front of the glove of Kerry Holloway, who was running towards the bag to try to make the grab, but just got past him and into center field. So another single, that one off the bat of Bobby Thompson. And now it's 2 on and 2 outs. We're all tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. And it's going to be the 6-hitter Ryan Sabo to the plate. Sabo from Southern Illinois, Carbondale. And on the year, he's batting .200 with 2 doubles, 4 RBIs.
Yeah, they're not really, like I've been saying, they're not really finding any hard hit balls. It's just those little bloops that just kind of cheap hits, really. They're just finding places where there's gaps in the defense, and that's got to be frustrating for a pitcher, making good pitches and ends up, for a pitcher, you just want to stay away from the barrel, not let them hit the ball hard. But, usually you want those kind of bloops and easy outs, but they're just putting them in the exact spot where we're not going to be at. And, it's got to be frustrating for Caleb at this point.
Well, absolutely, and especially with the inning would have having ended on that error play. 1-0 pitch, that one's taken foul. Third base side evens things up, a ball and a strike here with 2 down. It's Cole Grissinger at second, Bobby Thompson at first.
Yeah, that's kind of one thing as a shortstop or middle infielder. Fielder in general, you make an error that can end an inning, and you kind of put it on yourself that the rest of the runs scored are on you because you could have shut out that inning. So hopefully Aaron get a little redemption shot right here.
And that one taken on the outside. Moves to the count to 2 balls and a strike.
The good thing about Fernie's a good guy to play behind. His pace is quick, and, you're not able to sleep out there waiting for the pitch to go. So Fernie's always been a good guy to play around. 2-1
pitch, and that one is grounded sharply to the third baseman, Chandler Atkins. Picks it up, throws on over to first in time for out number 3. So 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left aboard. We have played 1 inning here in Richmond, and the Jazz and the Scouts deadlocked at 1 run apiece. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the top of the second here. Andrew Alix alongside John Sharp at McBride Field in Richmond. Adrian Marquez to lead things off here for the Scouts. First pitch to Queso, taken on the outside, ball 1. Queso on the year, 306, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. One of those home runs coming just yesterday, a 3-run shot that capped off the 5-run bottom of the first against Lake Erie. A 1-0 pitch. On the outside, ball 2.
Yeah, this pitcher right now is in a spot where you don't really want to be against Queso. The good thing about Queso, he's a smaller guy, height-wise, but he's stocky. And so when you get in the up count like this, expect a fastball. He takes some man hacks at it. You'll see him pretty much swing out of his shoes, put one over the fence. That's what we did yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he got all of that one and put it out pretty good. I mean, out the bag, he kind of knew that ball was going to be out of here.
3-0. And That one finds the zone, and hopefully Queso not drawing any more lines in the dirt. But, like you said, he does take some big hacks, and I would say that if I were to rank my big hacks Xenia scouts, it would have to be Colt Wolf, who swings for the fences just about every pitch, and then Queso right after that. But he takes on the outside ball four, so a leadoff walk for the scouts, and obviously having the leadoff man aboard such a big factor for this scouts team. Bubba had me do some research. I don't know if he relayed this information to you, but that might have been the game that you weren't there in Southern Ohio. But we figured out that of the innings that we've scored runs, like we scored in 33 innings up to that point, in 22 of those innings, we got the leadoff man aboard.
Yeah, that is really the name of the game for any leadoff hitter. Doesn't matter if you're the leadoff of the game or a leadoff in general. I mean, Queso's doing exactly what you need to do, get on base any way you possibly can, whether that's a walk. I mean, a walk is as good as a hit if you're a leadoff guy and get to second base. Now you got 3 outs to get a guy from scoring position around home. So playing the statistics and the probability of that is substantially higher with the leadoff runner on, like you were talking about.
So Queso steals a base there. That's his 7th stolen base of the season. And now with Caleb Bloy, falls behind in this count, 0-2. Bloy from Covenant College in Georgia. That's a Division II school on the year. Caleb's batting at a 200 mark with 6 RBIs, splitting time with Colt Wolf over there at first base.
Yeah, Caleb's trying to just get something on the right side of the field and move Queso over third pretty much anyway.
And he fouls one. First base side out of play.
That's the name of the game is you get a guy on second base with nobody out, and you want to get a ground ball on the right side or anything really on the right side to get that guy third with 1 out, and that even ups your probability of getting another run more than the leadoff guy being on.
Absolutely. So the count's still 0-2. Queso over at second. The pitcher Troll steps off and kind of pushes Queso back towards the bag. The 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. And Caleb lifts that one into deep right field, going back to the right fielder, and that one's going to bounce off the wall. Heading to second, Caleb Bloy. Queso heading towards third, and he's coming home. The third of the plate will be not in time. An RBI double for Caleb Bloy. Give the Scouts a 2-1 lead, and like you said, he just wanted to put something on the right side of the field, and that one very deep and just bounced off the top of the wall there, and that's exactly what we were looking for, and the Scouts take the lead again.
That was probably the deepest shot I've seen Caleb hit all year. I thought that might have, that wind's blowing out the right field a little bit. Well, it wasn't BP, maybe not as much as it is now, but the ball carries the right field a lot here. So, he put that ball in the air, just kept carrying, found the fence. That's big from him. I guess Carey's trying to do the same thing right here with the same situation, putting the ball on the right side.
First pitch strike to Carey Holloway. How big, once again, is the Queso stealing second right there? Because then, like you said, you have runner in scoring position and nobody out. We still have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And Carey with the big opportunity here. He awaits the 0-1 pitch from the pitcher Troll. Here it comes. And Carey lifts that one into center field, a base hit. Caleb heading for third, and he's going to hold up there. So it's first and third. Still nobody out, and now to the 9th spot in the order with Aaron Valance.
Yeah, that's what you want right there. I mean, it's just a bonus being able to get on base, get a hit. But, Carey moving that guy over to third is big for Valance. Bring him in, just pretty much playing Pepper with the ball at this point can bring in Caleb, just a ground ball. Just anything besides the pop up in the infield or a foul ball will bring Caleb in. So, you're just trying to put the ball on the bat and not strike out in this situation.
So AV on the year, batting $184 with 3 RBIs. He's been playing an everyday shortstop role since, John got a concussion, and, he's up here. He'll be back probably this upcoming Monday. But until then, Aaron's been, doing a lion's share of the work over there. And what's even the alternative? If we wanted to get him a day off, play short, or?
I don't really know if there is an alternative for this point. I mean, we have 4 infielders when it comes to third, short, and second. And so with me gone, it's pretty much going to be staying where it is right now until we can get a rotation back. It's hard for them for the amount of games we play, so they don't really get many days off. So kind of feel bad in that sense. But, Aaron and Carey and Chandler are all solid infielders, and they can hold their own pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
And they've stepped up a lot in that situation for them.
Yeah, because what I kind of noticed in the count 2-1 here on Valance, but it was that you were kind of the man who could play third, short, and second, and they'd move you around to give people days off, and then when you needed the day off, they would put AV at short and even put you in the DH role, but the runner goes, carry all the way over to second, gets there, and then coming home is Caleb Bloy in time, the throw to the plate not in time, so a perfectly executed double steal move there, and that gives the Scouts a 3-1 lead here.
Yeah, Caleb was trying to make a read on the catcher right there to see if he baits him to throw all the way through second base. A lot of the time the catcher will pump fake the second and look at the guy at third, make sure he's not breaking, but any time in a first and third situation, first baseman takes off for second, they throw it through. It leaves the time for the guy to get from third to home.
So Valance takes ball 4 on the outside, and now it's runners at first and second, still with nobody out here. The Scouts leading by score 1. Back to the top of the order with Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan, his first time up, he went down swinging.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunt right here from Ryan. Ryan's got a real good speed, and he works a lot on bunting and batting practice in this situation with nobody out and runner on first and second. He's trying to move those guys over and let Ring drive him in. So I won't be too surprised for a bunt, but he could be still trying to swing it in general.
So O'Hearn to the plate. It's Kerry Holloway at second, Aaron Valance at first. Nobody out. 3-1 Scouts the score. Bunt down the third base line. O'Hearn going over towards first. They're going to get him, but the sacrifice bunt works. Both runners advance. And now it's going to be Don Ring to the plate with a couple of runners in scoring position and 1 out.
Yeah, even though Ryan didn't get on base right there, he did his job. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. Above all else, you got to get the guys over second, third, and run that out. And being safe at first would just be a bonus in that situation. But that's why it's called a sacrifice. Sacrifice your out for helping the guy behind you bring in some guys.
So Don to the plate, the catcher from Hillsdale College. His first time up. He singled, came around to score this first run of the game. That was on an Evan McDonald RBI, and attacking the first pitch there is Don Ring, and they're going to get caught in a pickle. Aaron Valance, they tag him, but coming home to score is Kerry Holloway, and he scores, and it counts.
Yeah, that's a fairly effective play. It's good on Aaron to know that, if he would have been tagged out right there, Kerry wouldn't have scored. But him actually holding up and getting in that pickle wouldn't have actually helped Kerry score and benefited us pretty well. So it's a pretty heads-up play by Valance.
Yeah, so that's a very heads-up play by Valance on the base path. Kerry Holloway comes home to score. The market, very unconventional, 3 unassisted or 3 6 double play, but the run comes home to score.
You don't see that too often.
Yeah, that is 3 runs on 2 hits and nobody left the board. We head into the bottom of the second. The Scouts lead by a score of 4-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the second inning we go here. Andrew Alix and John Sharp here in the booth at McBride Stadium in Richmond. And the Scouts with a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the second. The batter is going to be Julian Flannery. Flannery from Miami University, I assume, of Ohio. Mm-hmm. Not saying that Julian made the trip up from Florida, but you never know.
Yeah, we had their dude from Miami last game. I think did some pretty good damage against us.
And first or second pitch is Grounded sharply to Aaron Vallis over at short. Throw on to first makes Bloy extend his big 6'4" frame, but the stretch is enough to get it in time. Mark it down as a 6-3 in your books, out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down here, and that's going to bring Jake Vernon to the plate. Vernon, the catcher this evening from Rend Lake College. On the year, he's batting .225 with 1 home run and a couple of RBIs. And like you said, the guy from Miami who did the damage last game, that guy was just a certified stud.
Yeah, we heard about him for the game. He's got some power for sure. I'm not too sure how Miami, Ohio is collegiately in baseball, but they seem like, from what I saw last night, they got some guys who can play a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one's drilled into deep center field. Going back is the center fielder O'Hearn. He comes under it, makes the grab, out number 2. O'Hearn had to, show off those wheels out there in center field, but, he tracked back there, and that's a pretty deep center field out there, 402, and he was playing not too deep to begin with, so he tracked back, but made the grab, and Caleb Fernholz quickly making 2 outs here. Now it's the 9-hitter Slater Rush. Slater Rush, the second baseman from Wabash Valley College, a 176 hitter. He takes the first pitch off the plate, a called strike. Rush on the year, 4 RBIs and 1 home run.
Yeah, I think Fernie's really finding his groove right now with the fill up the strike zone. It's tough playing behind a guy who's walking a lot of guys and throw a bunch of balls. You kind of get tired out there, but it was a big play by Ryan. What makes him effective as center fielder is his speed, and he covers so much ground out there. And see if any pop-up's going to be caught because he can just run right under it. And plays you think that they won't be catchable. He's got some pretty serious wheels, and he gets under him, so it gets a lot of outs force covering ground.
And that one fouled hard. First base line going to go out of play. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 2 down. In the bottom of the second inning, the Scouts lead the Richmond Jazz by a score of 4-1.
It looks like O'Hearn's trying to shift the outfielders a little bit to the right. The guy's been late on the ball. You got O'Hearn pretty much in right center field, but so he's off the line a decent amount. But I think they're trying to play in the shifts. You got Carey in the hole pretty solid over there.
And the 2-2 pitch in there for a called strike 3. So the first strikeout of the day for Caleb Fernholz, and a 1-2-3. Bottom of the second inning. That's no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. All right, we head into the top of the third inning. The score 4-1 Scouts. Jeremy Barth through the plate, and he takes the first pitch foul on the third base line out of play. Jeremy, his first time up, singles. Jeremy from Biola University, a .305 hitter on the year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one taken on the outside part of the plate. A called strike 2, so Barth falls behind in the count. 0-2 here. The Scouts put up a run in the top of the first and 3 in the top of the second. The pitcher, Troll, looks to the catcher. He delivers. And that one on the outside moves the count 1-2.
Kind of surprised I haven't got anybody in the pen warming up a little bit. I think we're starting to see this pitcher a little bit better in his fastball, especially the second time through the lineup. Being able to see that is pretty effective for us. But, they haven't got anybody warming up, so it looks like this is going to be their guy for a while.
And, once you get into that stretch run like with us, as we wait for the 1-2 pitch, Jeremy swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. So that's the second strikeout of the day for John Troll, and one down here in the top of the third is going to bring up Evan McDonald. Evan, his first time up, an RBI single that brought home Don Ring for the first run of the game. And Evan, he's been seeing the ball great the last couple of days. I know yesterday, Evan, 2 for 5. A couple days ago, Evan was at a lesser day, but he also had a couple of doubles over the weekend.
I think he's been fairly effective for his school, too. I know he got in the lineup a few times from what he told me. Evan's a pretty solid hitter with a good amount of power for a catcher.
So 1-0 the count to McDonald. He takes upstairs, evens the count up, moves the count to 2-0 here with one down in the top of the third. The Scouts 4, the Richmond Jazz 1. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Evan taking upstairs yet again. So 3 pitches, 3 balls, and you got to assume that Coach Kate's going to tell him to take this one.
Yeah, he's trying to get on base just right now, get a base runner.
3-0 pitch, and that one is up and in. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk puts Evan McDonald aboard. He's on board for the time today, and now it's going to bring up Chandler Atkins with a man on and 1 out. Chandler, the native of Knoxville, Tennessee, from Lipscomb University, a byline that you recognize pretty well. But Chandler on the year, like we said, 255 with 15 RBIs and grounded into a double play his first time up. Pickoff attempt over to first to try to get McDonald not in time.
Yeah, Chandler was a big time. I remember we've been playing together since we were like 10 years old. And Chandler, who got to high school, was a big time player. I think his average is around 450 or something like that for his high school career.
And he rips that pitch into right field that bounces past the right fielder and goes to the wall. McDonald heading to third, Atkins to second, and he will get there standing. A stand-up double for Chandler Atkins, his 4th double of the year, his 6th extra base hit of the year. And now it's runners at second and third with 1 out. And like you said, Atkins is just such a big-time player. And did you ever compete against Chandler in high school?
Yeah, well, his school actually considered my school rivals. And he kind of played at a smaller school. I remember looking over in their dugout, and he was giving their team a pep talk. And we knew each other because we were both going to Lipscomb. He ended up hitting a home run over the right center fence and kind of stared at me and winked at me around second base. So it was kind of a funny moment for both of us.
So Marquez takes the first pitch, an absolute queso bomb, but foul. Right field side. It's Chandler at second, Evan McDonald at third. With 1 down here in the top of the third inning, the Scouts already with a 4-1 lead here. And Marquez in this very same situation with these very same guys on yesterday, get a 3-run bomb to that right field side, a spot where he seems to have his power to. And with the wind blowing out a little bit, like you said, a good spot for him. But he fouls the 0-1 pitch, a ground ball down the first base line, and he finds himself behind in this count, 0-2.
Yeah, if Case doesn't get a good swing on it, there's no doubt with the fence being pretty short and right that he can put it out. But with 2 strikes, I think he's trying to play Pepper with the ball and not strike out.
So the count 0-2 here. Queso awaits the 0-2. Here it is, and he takes on the outside breaking ball.
Yeah, he's seen that fastball well, and plus that they're coming inside on it, he's turned on it pretty good. He doesn't really have much problems with velocity. He can get that head out pretty much on any pitch from what I've seen. So they're gonna try to get him out with that breaking ball right there.
1-2, and that one taken low and in. So the count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot of bees in the press box, apparently.
Yeah, that was just kind of freaking me out, to be honest.
Yeah, no kidding. So 2-2, 2 on, 1 out. McDonald at third, Atkins at second. Troll steps off, calls time.
I think he's trying to bring the guy in from third, maybe get a ball on the ground and produce a run just by putting the ball in play right here with 2 strikes. He had to guard the plate and try to prevent a strikeout.
2-2 pitch. And swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him. That's the 3rd strikeout for John Troll. And two down here, and it's going to bring up Caleb Bloy. Caleb, his last time up, which was just last inning, like you said, we saw probably the best hit ball by him all year. He really just, drove one to the top of that right field fence.
Mm-hmm.
An RBI double that brought home Marquez.
Yeah, he stayed through it well. Got a good barrel on it. But, yeah, no. I'm not going to get Chandler too much glory. When I told you he hit a home run, we ended up beating his team like 13-1 that game. So if the Atkins are listening, I'm not going to give him too much hype for that.
So Caleb lifts that one into right field. Under it, the right fielder Flannery makes the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard in the middle of the 3rd. The Scouts 4, the Richmond Jazz 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. For the Scouts. And we are back here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Andrew Alix and John Sharp here in Richmond. The Scouts leading by a score of 4-1. Caleb Fernholz back out to the mound and delivers a first pitch strike on the outside part of the plate. The batter, Dylan Muka. Muka, the center fielder from Southern Illinois University Carbondale. His first time up, he led the game off with a single, the 0-1 pitch, and that one's taken on the outside. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, this is going to be the second time through the lineup with their leadoff guy coming back. Usually more effective at the plate, so hopefully Fernie can bear down and hit some spots and not let them get too much going right here.
And that one is lifted into deep right field. Going back to the right fielder, Barth at the track, the wall, and that one's going to drop right in front of the wall. Rounding first and going to second is Dylan Muka. And he'll get to second standing. A leadoff double for Dylan Muka. And now the Jazz with a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And like we talked about earlier, for both teams, this is the situation that you want to find yourself in. Runners in scoring position with nobody out. And then for this guy, Sam Troyer, the shortstop, his job is going to be just to get this guy over. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bunt here, even though this is their.
Yeah, it's early in the game, but all we got is really a 3-1 lead, and they can push a run across, Decreasing that deficit is always big, especially for momentum in that sense. You always want to win an inning, and since we didn't score any last inning, if they can put one up, they technically won that inning, so it's good for them to build off of. So hopefully Fernie can minimize that.
So Fernie on the first pitch, missing outside, ball in the dirt, 1-0.
It's just always harder for a pitcher to come in second time through the lineup. They've seen your stuff, they've seen how your fastball moves, two-seam, four-seam, and how your breaking ball breaks. Everyone's talking about that in the dugout, about the pitcher and how to hit them and things like that. So
Fernholz, the 1-0, and that one is lined right into the glove of Kerry Holloway. He's going to go to second, and Valance steps on the bag at second. They got him on the force. They got the center fielder, Dylan Muka, who led the game off with a double. He just a little bit too far off the bag there, and with the line out, had to go back and tag up, and
that was heads up on Valance being there, knowing that Kerry can just flip that right over there. Without Valance beating the runner back to second, that would have been possible. So it was heads up on Aaron to know where to be every play like that.
So now it's 2 down and nobody on, and the batter's going to be Brennan Lyard. Lyard takes on the outside of the first pitch, but yeah, that was, like you said, very heads up by Valance and not so heads up by the base runner, Muka.
Yeah.
But just a tough situation because off the bat, that probably looks like a line drive, and he's thinking, I want to score here, but that ball is laced into center field, but a jump. Kerry Holloway gets up and makes the grab for out number 3. So we have played 3 innings of baseball here at McBride Stadium in Richmond. No runs on no hits, or no runs on 1 hit, and nobody left aboard. After 4, the Scouts 4, the Richmond Jazz 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the 4th. Carey to the plate to lead things off. Taken on the outside. Carey showing bunt there, but pulls back. Ball 1. The Scouts leading by a score of 4-1 here over the Richmond Jazz. Their first ever trip out to the state of Indiana. The 1-0 pitch, and Carey grounds that one at chopper, but foul on the third base line. It's going to even things up, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah, Carey's trying to get on anyway right here. Looking for a walk or hit by pitch or really anything. But I think Carey's starting to come along more recently, from what I can tell, on the hitting aspect of the game. It's been pretty productive field-wise. Like you saw that last plays, made a lot of athletic plays out there, jumping around and getting some outs that are borderline, could be hits, could be outs. But he's consistent in the field. He's getting better for sure with the plate.
And Carey grounds the 1-1 sharply to the shortstop. Throw on over to first, going to be in time, out number 1. So 1 away here for the Scouts, and it's going to be the 9-hitter Aaron Valance. Aaron, his first time up, he walked and got all the way to second, and it was actually Aaron's kind of creative work on the base path, for lack of a better term, dancing around there in that pickle between second and third before he was tagged for the 3rd out, buying Kerry Holloway enough time to come around and score a run, and that was the 4th run of this game. But first pitch, Valance lifts into left field, coming under it. Grissinger makes the catch, out number 2. So 2 away quickly here, and now to the top of the order for the 3rd time this game here in just the 4th inning, and it's going to be Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out swinging his first time up. His second time up, laid down the sacrifice bunt to advance the runners. I guess at that point it was Bloy and Holloway and Valance.
Yeah, all you can do in this situation with 2 outs is try to string a few hits together. It's hard. You don't have any outs to give at this point with nobody on base, so it's all base hits from here on out.
First pitch to O'Hearn, taken low. Ball 1. Ryan leads the team with 14 runs, and this morning when I last checked the leaderboards, he was 3rd in the league in walks with 13, but he hits that one, and that one goes right under the glove of the first baseman, Brennan Lyard. This one's going to be marked as an error, and
yeah, I guess he just didn't get the glove down right there on that one. I was kind of watching batting practice The guy's taking the infield. The infield's a little bit chopped up, but I don't really know if there's an excuse for letting the ball just go between your legs right there. But, it's good to get a guy on base, hopefully string some guys in, and have a good at-bat from the ring right here.
So Ryan's aboard with the error. And that one was just straight up reminiscent of the Bill Buckner play in the 1986 World Series, just straight up under the glove of the first baseman Lyard.
That always hurts the pride when you're out there making an error like that between the legs. It's kind of a little bit embarrassing, but, you got to try to have short memory and shake that off a little bit.
It happens. We're actually talking about Bill Buckner on the bus ride over here. Buckner was picked in the second round of the 1968 draft as Don Ring takes a strike on the outside, evens things up a ball and a strike here with 2 down and a runner on in the top of the fourth, 4-1. But Buckner hit over 300 in the majors in 9 separate seasons, but all anyone remembers him for is that error in the 1986 World Series. But, he's a hero in my book. I'm a big New York Mets fan.
Yeah.
I think Mookie Wilson would have been safe either way. So, a ball and a strike to Don Ring. O'Hearn, the runner goes. Throw on over to second is going to be not in time, not even really close. So Ryan O'Hearn picks up the stolen base there. I believe that to be I don't even know. I used to have that stat written down. Here, I got it written down from yesterday. That is his 6th stolen base of the year. I was going to say 7th. Good thing I checked.
That's big for him to get in scoring position right there with 2 outs. All it takes is 1 hit to bring a guy in. And 2-out rallies are pretty backbreaking for a team. They're just about to get out of the inning, and you come out and get a guy on base, get him in scoring position, and right when you think the inning's gonna be over, you get one more, and that's tough for a pitcher to deal with.
2-1 pitch taken on the outside, and Don Ring finds fit a 3-1 hitters count here with 2 down in the top of the fourth. Ryan O'Hearn over at second. Ring. Bats from the left side against the right-handed pitcher. Troll. Throw back to second to try to get Ryan O'Hearn is going to be sailing into center field. O'Hearn goes from second all the way home in the kind of time that only Ryan O'Hearn can put up there. And
you would think that play was, Ryan got caught out in no man's land, need to get back to second. But, I think that play was actually done on purpose. You kind of sat there in no man's land at second and wait for the ball to be thrown down second base. Hopefully they throw it down second base so you can take off the third. The ball just happened to fly by the shortstop. No one was really there to bag pick him and find in the center and produce a run, a big 2-out run for Ryan. Pretty much did it all on his own right there, so that's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, Ryan just, like you said, it looked like he was caught in no man's land, but the catcher, Vernon, throws over to second with no one there to cover it. The ball flies into center field, and Ryan O'Hearn just shows off the wheels and comes all the way home. So now it's 1 on and 2 outs. It's Don Ring over at first. He walked. Ball 4 was thrown on before the attempt to try to get Ryan O'Hearn. So he's at first, and Jeremy Barth's at the plate.
Yeah, Barth's a good guy you want in the situation. He's got good power. Ring's not really particularly a fast guy. I don't think he's going to be too upset with me saying that. But, Barth can put something deep in the gap right here. I think it can score Ring pretty easily. He's definitely got that power to drive in some guys from first, something deep in the gap. He's also putting a lot out over the right field fence. In batting practice, he's actually putting some halfway up those trees, so there's no doubt that, Bart's got some grown man power.
Yeah, and check out the wind now.
Oh, yeah.
Now the wind really blowing out towards right.
Yeah, plus with it being 311 down there in the corner, it's kind of a porch. And, that's any lefty hitter's dream, see a short porch out there and right, just pop it over, especially with the wind in his way. He's putting a ball in the air at this point. Would do us good for Barth at least.
Jeremy takes up and away, moves the count. A ball and 2 strikes here with 2 down. 5-1 the score in favor of your Scouts. The 1-2 pitch. And Jeremy lifts that one sky high in foul ground. A number of Richmond Jazz chased back into foul territory to try to get it, but the catcher, Vernon, just couldn't come up with it there. So Jeremy Barth given another shot at life there in a ball that, quite frankly, could have been grabbed in foul ground, but
yeah, it's a play you kind of see quite often with the catcher. For some reason, I'm not too sure why it is, but catchers have a harder angle with the ball, catching fly balls. You see a lot of them, overshoot it or just barely miss it. Mm-hmm. So when at third base coming like that, it's probably the best situation is for him to try to go after that. But they got a pretty serious shift with Barth. The third baseman's pretty much in the 6 hole over there, so they're expecting him to pull the ball.
Absolutely, and you notice this, and I didn't really notice this until just now, but this is probably the farthest back area between home plate and the screen, but Jeremy puts that one in the hole by the second baseman. The throw over to first by the diving second baseman who got in front of it, dropped it, but threw it over in time for out number 3. So 1 run on no hits and 1 man left aboard. We are in the middle of the 4th. Scouts lead by a score of 5-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here, bottom of the 4th inning. Andrew, Alix, John Sharp, and wanted to give a quick shout-out to Dave Naw, the coach of the Scouts, not here today, but he's listening with his dad right now. Hey, Dave, how you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. First pitch from Caleb Fernholz finds the zone, a called strike. He's facing off against, I'm looking at our lineup right now, but he's facing off against Cole Grithinger from Francis Marion University. The 0-1 pitch. Missing on the outside, evens it up, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give my dad a shout too. Text me, ask me on the radio. It's good to know that you can recognize my voice. I only lived in your house for 18 years, so it's nice to know that you still remember what I sound like. So, yeah, that's me, Dad.
Yeah, and how you doing, Mr. Sharp? Thank you for tuning in as well. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's reassuring to know that I'm not talking to myself here for 3 hours a day, but the 2-1 pitch, and that one finds the zone, even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grissinger, his first time up, he reached on that error on the ball to short where Valance.
That backhand, cut to that backhand play. Hopefully Valance can get a little redemption right here with this guy. If anything, you're trying to get this leadoff guy out and not let him on with nobody out. It's always like we were talking about earlier. That's a key for the leadoff guys, just looking for any way to get on. So pitcher's trying to eliminate that any way he can.
Full count, and that ball hits straight to Aaron Valance. Throw on over to first in time. Out number 1. Mark it down as a 6-3 in your books, folks. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Bobby Thompson. Bobby Thompson, no relation to the Bobby Thompson who at one point played for the San Francisco Giants in the 1950s, hit the shot heard around the world. That's some baseball lore. If you ever heard one, the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants, that's some history.
Yeah, my history doesn't go back that good, but I know a decent amount about baseball, obviously not that much.
Well, first pitch to Thompson, grounded to Caleb Loy. He gets in front of it, cannot get it on the first grab, but picks it up and steps on first. Out number 2. So Loy with a little trouble initially on the ground ball, but quick to recover and a quick 2 outs made for Caleb Fernholz, who obviously, I guess, pitching pretty efficiently here. And it's good because I think we're playing a doubleheader on Saturday and then another doubleheader the following Wednesday, and then another doubleheader the following Friday. Yeah. So we have like 10 games in 8 days coming up. So the farther our starters can go into games, the better, because you don't want to have to overuse guys like Walter Rook, Adrian Peraza, Jacob Chrysler, Trenton Wood, et cetera, because we're going to need them when we do need them. But The batter is going to be Ryan Sabo here. Sabo from Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. His first time up, he grounded out to third.
Yeah, saving arms right now is a big deal. So Fernie going the distance possibly right here is going to be big for us. The wear and tear it takes on your arm. Usually a pitcher has a routine. They're real superstitious about things, so they'll go. I know Jorge was talking about the other day how he has to go 5 days in between a start, and playing those 10 games in 8 days coming up. I guess you're gonna have to break that a little bit and use your arm a little bit more. But hopefully the starters can go a decent way. We might have to have some relievers come in and start some games. We've had a pretty good staff, and they've been pretty efficient getting out. So they'll definitely put them to the test next week coming up.
So 1-1 pitch on the outside. Count goes 2-1, and that one lifted into shallow center field. Not even really center field. Second baseman Kerry Holloway under it makes the grab. Out number 3. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. And John, I guess that's going to be it for you, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you for coming up again. And I know that you're going to have to take the field again on Monday, but just know that when baseball is it for you, you have a broadcasting career in your future, man. So thanks for stepping on. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'll be right back with a new special guest, Sean Kennedy. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Andrew Alix here in the top of the 5th. A new special guest, Sean Kennedy, here with me as the Scouts lead 5-1 here in the top of the 5th. Evan McDonald to lead things off, and first pitch to McDonald on the inside. Ball 1. So, Sean, how's it been, man? How's it been down there?
It's been great, dealing with a little bit of trouble with my leg, but other than that, it's been awesome being with the team. I'm going on a little bit of a run here,
Well, absolutely. And, Sean, an outfielder by trade, a guy who has seen some time, limited time just because of the injury, but over in left field. But 1-1 looks like they got him on a change-up there. McDonald way ahead of that pitch. The count moves a ball, 2 strikes. The Scouts lead 5-1 here. And Evan McDonald's had a little bit of a day as well. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. He walked his second time up. 1-2 pitch to Evan. And he grounds that one, a chopper to the third, to the shortstop, Troyer, who's going to throw on over to first in time. Out number 1, so 1 away. It's going to bring up Chandler Atkins.
Yeah, even though Evan got out there, he's been looking pretty well lately. He's been swinging the bat, driving in some key runs for us. Mm-hmm. It's been awesome to see.
Absolutely, and like we said, he got a couple of hits yesterday and 2 days ago.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. He said he's seeing the ball real well, and he's just excited to hit, got the feel to it.
He's this is definitely the hottest point in the season for him, but Chandler Atkins attacks a first pitch, but grounder right over to the first baseman, Lyard. Takes it on one hop, stands up, runs over to first, steps on first. Out number 2, mark it down as a 3 unassisted, and 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and it's going to bring up Queso, Adrian Marquez. Adrian, 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out, but he walked back in the second, stole a base, ended up coming around to score on the Caleb Bloy RBI double off the right field wall. Adrian yesterday hitting a big-time home run.
Yeah, Adrian's been seeing the ball well lately. I mean, he's had a couple big home runs in the past couple games, so it's been good to see with that too.
So 0-1 the count to Marquez. Marquez from Wright State University. A 1 pitch, and he grounds that one foul towards the Richmond Jazz dugout on the first base side. Behind in this count, 0-2. Marquez, a guy who his second year in this Great Lakes Collegiate Baseball League, playing last year with the Cincinnati Steam, but experiencing more success this season than last for sure after, obviously, just a big 1-year difference, and you'll see that in collegiate athletics all the time. After a redshirt freshman year, not as much baseball being played, but a little more action with Wright this year, and it's shown on the field with the Scouts so far. He's hitting at a 306 mark with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to watch. He's one of those guys that can do a little bit of everything. He does a lot of bases, can track balls down in the outfield, got a good arm.
We even saw him pitch an inning.
Yeah.
Well, the 2-2 pitch coming here to Marquez. And he swings and misses strike 3. So that is out number 3. The 4th strikeout of the day for the Richmond Jazz. And the Scouts go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. That's no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. We head into the bottom of the 5th. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here at McBride Stadium in Richmond, Indiana. Bottom of the 5th, the Scouts lead by a score of 5-1. Caleb Fernholtz back after the mound, and he'll face off against Julian Flannery. Flannery from Miami University of Ohio, famous alumni, Speaker of the House Paul Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Wally Zerbiak, former NBA player, and who was the other one that Kyler Ludlow mentioned to me yesterday? I have it written down somewhere. Craig Stamen of the Washington Nationals, but 1-1 pitch chopped on the first base side. A foul ball moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Frenholt's looking good so far. He's been dealing.
Absolutely. And he's a guy who, his first couple of starts just plagued by errors in the field, unearned runs, but we saw in his last start what he can do when he has the full good defense behind him. But Flannery takes that one into right field, a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard here for the Jazz in the bottom of the 5th. And with 1 on and nobody out, it's going to be the catcher, Jake Vernon. Vernon, his first time up, flew out to center field. Vernon from Rend Lake College.
Yeah, Fernholtz lately been able to get some key ground balls, get us out of some big innings, and I think he's been putting in some pretty good work for us.
Absolutely. Fernholtz, a guy who recovering from a Tommy John surgery that he had after his freshman year. I believe the injury was experienced in sophomore year fall ball, so having to take sophomore year off and playing kind of a redshirt sophomore year per se because of the injury this year. And pickoff move back over to first. Not in time. So the count 1-0 here to Jake Vernon. The Scouts, 2.5 games out of first place in their division. They were 2 games entering the day, but the Cincinnati Steam topping the Southern Ohio Copperheads in a noon game today. So the Scouts losing a half game while most of them were at treatment or still asleep. The 1-0 pitch, and that one check swing foul ball right back to where we're sitting. Evens the count up, a ball on the strike here with nobody out and a runner at first.
Yeah, I've been able to make up a little bit of ground here lately with our couple wins we've strung together.
Yeah, the Scouts having picked up 4 straight wins, 2 in Athens against the Copperheads and then 2 against the Lake Erie Monarchs. But that one is lifted into shallow left field, not even really shallow left field, over the shortstop Aaron Valance, who catches it on the fly. Out number 1, the runner at first is going to head back over there, and 1 down, and it's going to be the 9-hitter Slater Rush. Slater Rush, his first time up, he went down looking, the only strikeout of the day issued by Caleb Fernholz. Fernholz has allowed 5 hits on the day. But just 1 run to show for it for this Richmond Jazz team.
Yeah, he's really picked it up since the first inning. He gave up 3 or 4 hits in the first inning and an error.
Yeah, that 1 run actually, I guess it's unearned.
Yeah. Been very solid since the first.
Swing and a miss there. Throw on over to second. The runner goes, and that one's going to get past the glove of Kerry Holloway, but the runner's going to stay put. And John Bombach, of course, from the Xenia Gazette, very talented writer. We love John Bombach here at the Xenia Scouts Radio Network, giving me some information. Ron Harper, also from Miami University, played for the Cavs, Clippers, Bulls, and Los Angeles Lakers from 1987 to 2001. So the Miami University Redhawks, with even more distinguished alumni, the 0-1 pitch in the dirt, evens the count up, a ball and a strike. Runner at second after Flannery stole that base. Flannery, of course, the reason we're talking about Miami University of Ohio. And that's a Mid-American Conference school. You'll see a lot of guys from the Mid-American Conference in this league. You know, Toledo, Miami University of Ohio, Ohio University, all names that you'll see across rosters all over the league. The count, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Fernholz looks back to second, and he steps off the mound, calls time there. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Scouts lead 5-1 here against the Richmond Jazz. The Scouts trying to pick up, like we said, their 5th straight victory. Fernholz looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He sets. He's up as Carey looking to maybe come in and try to grab a little bit of a pickoff attempt over at second base.
Yeah, like you said, going for our 5th win, it's been really cool to see how coach has reacted to it. He's been keeping our heads pretty level in there.
Chopper over to third base. Chandler Atkins there, picks it up on a weird hop, throws on over to first in time. Out number 2, the runner Flannery advances over to third on that one. So now it's a runner on 3rd and 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And back to the top of the order. And the batter's going to be Dylan Muka. Muka having himself a little bit of a day. The one guy that's really gotten the best of Fernholz this evening. He is 2 for 2. A single and a double. He's come around and scored a run. And Muka also notably, you know, the guy who was caught taking a little bit too much of a lead on a line drive to Kerry Holloway when Kerry just did a little bit of a shuffle pass over to Aaron Valance, who stepped on the bag and got the force for a F4-6 double play. But Fernholz missing low. So the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. And that one in the dirt.
Nice block there.
Yeah, good block by Don Ring because, like I mentioned, Sean, just look, you got to think that this is the most area behind home plate that we'll see all season. And, you know, a passed ball is just pretty much an automatic come home if there's a runner at third.
It's a national park back there.
Yeah, really it is. So a little bit of that added pressure on both catchers. But here's the 2-0 pitch from Fernholz, and that one grounded to the first baseman, Caleb Loy, picks it up on one big hop, steps on first for out number 3. So no runs on one hit and one man stranded. We have played 5 here in Richmond, Indiana, and the Scouts lead by a score of 5-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the top of the 6th inning. Andrew Alix here alongside Scouts left fielder Sean Kennedy here in Richmond, Indiana. The Scouts with a 5-1 lead. Caleb Lloyd to the plate to lead things off. John Troll still the pitcher for the Richmond Jazz. And big breaking ball comes on the inside at the shoulder. So 1 ball, no strikes. Caleb Lloyd, an RBI double to lead things off today for him. And he grounds that one hard to the third baseman, Sabo, who throws on over to first in time. Out number 1.
Yeah, Caleb earlier did a really good job of staying inside that ball and really driving it to right center field, hitting it off the halfway up the wall. It was a nice shot.
So, yeah, 1 away here for the Scouts. And now Kerry Holloway to the plate. Kerry, he singled his first time up, stole a base, came around to score. And his second time up, grounding out to short. So 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch. That one taken low.
Kerry having a pretty good day so far. I mean, he had the 1 hit. He's made a couple nice plays in the field, too.
A couple of great plays defensively.
Yeah.
And Kerry's got some hops.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. For not the tallest dude in the world, but he came up there. And
definitely a little bit of an athlete out there.
Oh, yeah. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The pitch, and Kerry lines that one into the glove of the diving shortstop, who throws on over to first, but not in time. An infield hit for Kerry Holloway. And the shortstop, Troyer, you know, if his first name was Derek and his last name was Jeter, maybe he could make that play with ease. But Kerry putting a hard-hit ground ball in the 6-hole, and you know, with the wheels on him, there's not many shortstops out there that are going to get him over at first.
Exactly. It's a great play, though. A nice snag on the dive. Most shortstops, you see that ball get through.
And with the big valley-sized gaps out there in the outfield, Holloway could have easily turned that one into a double if the shortstop, Troyer, didn't get in front of that one.
Exactly.
You think about it the other way. So now it's Aaron Valance to the plate. And he takes on the outside, shows bunt there, but AV on the day, 0 for 1. Flew out to left. His last time up, also walked his first time up. Pickoff attempt over to first to try to get Kerry. And I'm actually going to try to get you guys a little bit of the out-of-town scoreboard here, because we are not the only team that plays baseball in this league. But we're going to wait for the 1-0 pitch here, the 1-0 pitch, and that one breaking ball on the outside. So the Steam beat the Copperheads by a score of 12-8 in the matinee this morning. Irish Hills ahead of Lake Erie 4-0 in the top of the 5th. The Joes ahead of Licking County 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th, and the Locos leading Grand Lake 2-0 also in the bottom of the 5th. So I guess we're the only game that's currently going on that's not a shutout in one direction, as we are leading 5-1. But the count 3-0 here to Aaron Valance, the pitch. And that one taken on the side part of the zone, a called strike. So John Troll throws his getting me across pitch, and the count goes 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out here.
Valance lately been hitting the ball well, just not getting the results from it. I know yesterday he hit 2 balls really hard and just found gloves. Hadn't had the luck lately. And even earlier today, he hit that ball pretty well to left field, and just left fielder was able to get under it for that out.
And Valance, a very, very talented hitter. Hit 370 with Wayland Baptist this year, but he hits that one sky high on the infield. Coming under it, the third baseman Sabo makes the grab, and that's going to be out number 2.
That was a major league pop-up right there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And now back to the top of the order for the 4th time through here in the top of the 6th, and Ryan O'Hearn to the plate. Ryan having himself a weird day, and he's had a couple of weird days thus far after a couple of games where he was like 3 for 4. He's now reached on an error, stolen a base, and coming around to score. Basically, all because of his wheels getting from first to home. Also a sack bunt and a strikeout. So he's, I guess, 0 for 2, but really 0 for 1 because a very productive couple of what will be ruled as offers in the book, but Ryan takes lows of the count now 2-0 to O'Hearn.
Yeah, O'Hearn, just a great kid. He just goes out there and grinds it out every single day. He doesn't give up a pitch, and that's what's really special about him. He's always locked in and ready to go.
Yeah, really and truly just one of the good guys that you'll meet out there. But here's the 2-0 pitch, and Ryan fouls that one back to the screen. Moves the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. With 2 down here in the top of the 6th, 5-1 the score in favor of the Scouts.
It's always fun to see him get on because, you can pretty much almost count on him running every time.
Yeah, he scored his 15th, picked up his 6th stolen base and scored his 15th run back in the 4th inning. And that 15th run is a team high, also team high in walks, 3rd in the Great Lakes League with 16 bases on balls. 2-1 pitch to Ryan, and the runner Holloway goes, and there's going to be no throw over to second. So Kerry Holloway, his 2nd stolen base of the day.
Yeah, what you said there about the 16 walks, it's as a leadoff hitter, that's crucial. Everyone thinks that your leadoff hitter's got to be getting hits and everything, but walks are just as important as a leadoff guy, especially with wheels. They turn into doubles right away because they get on first base and they're able to advance to second off of a steal. Next thing you know, you got a runner in scoring position, and the offense is rolling.
Well, speaking of a runner in scoring position, a hitter's 3-1 count for O'Hearn here with Holloway over second. The pitch and showing bunt there, but taking that one on the outside is Ryan O'Hearn. So he takes his free 90 feet over to first base. And now it's runners on first and second. Don Ring to the plate. Ring, of course, Ryan's Hillsdale teammate. Don on the day is 1 for 2. He has scored a run, also drawn a walk.
Swing's been looking real good lately. And now we've been talking with him, and he feels like it's all there, just barely missing a couple balls.
And Don played the hero, of course, in the game that really got this win streak started, the first comeback against the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Check swing by Ring there. Did he go? They say yes, he did. So 0-1 the count. It's Kerry Holloway at second, Ryan O'Hearn at first. 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. The Scouts ahead of the Richmond Jazz by a score of 5-1. The pitcher Troll looks to the catcher Vernon. Here's the 0-1 to Don Ring. And Ring grounds that one sharply to the first baseman Lyard, who's in front of it, picks it up, steps on first, out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. We are in the middle of the 6th. The Scouts lead the Richmond Jazz by a score of 5-1. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 6th inning, and Caleb Fernholz, who's thrown 55 pitches thus far, out to pitch his 6th inning of work, and it's going to be the 2-3-4 guys for the Richmond Jazz here in the home half of the 6th. First pitch to the shortstop, Sam Troyer, finds the zone, a called strike. Troyer on the day. He's 1 for 2. He singled back in the first and then grounded, not grounded, but flew out into what ended up being a double play. 0-1 pitch. That one lifted sky high into foul territory on the right field side into the bullpen, but way past the bullpen and out of play in right field. And the count 0-2 here. Fernholz ahead.
Looks like the Jazz got an arm going in the bullpen over there too, so we may see their pitcher coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah, that arm is, let's see, number 5. So we'll get the roster up for the Jazz. I usually print out all this stuff, but I think I left it at the AIA office. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Caleb Fernholz, and that one taken way on the outside. Fernholz obviously with no intention of giving Troyer anything to hit on 0-2. Moves the count, a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch, and that one just getting a piece of it. It's Troyer, and he fouls that one back into the screen, staying alive at 1-2. The arm in the bullpen is Pete Whistle from Vicini's University Junior College, a native of Moreland, Indiana. He pitched against the Scouts in the June 8th contest, an inning and 2/3, allowing 2 earned runs, walking 3. And once again, staying alive is Sam Troyer, fouls that one first base line. The count stays a ball and 2 strikes. Vincennes? All right. It's actually pronounced Vincennes University. Correction on that one. And time called there. Looks like by the batter, Troyer.
Fernholz still looking like he's got his good stuff with him, though. And only, 50-some pitches?
Yeah, 50. I mean, no more than 65 pitches at this point. And swing and a miss, strike 3 on the 1-2 pitch. That's the second strikeout issued on the day by Caleb. Just like you said, his stuff here in the 6th inning looking better than it was in the 1st inning, and that's always a good sign, especially for a guy who is trying to rebuild his stuff coming off injury, and we've seen improvements for him each and every time we've seen him this season thus far.
Yeah, exactly. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and he may have had a rough start first inning, but he's definitely gotten better and better and better ever since then.
So first pitch to the batter, Brennan Lyard taken on the outside. Lyard 0 for 2 on the day. A double play and a fly out to Kerry Holloway. The 1-0 pitch finds the zone, evens the count up. A ball and a strike with 1 out here in the home half of the 6th. It's the Scouts 5, the Jazz 1. Fernholz, the 1-1 pitch. That one low. Gets actually under the legs of the catcher, Don Ring, but doesn't matter. There's no one on base. The count moves 2-1. Fernholz from St. Thomas University in Minnesota. He's a native of Cashton, Wisconsin. And Wisconsin, a great state. The Green Bay Packers, of course, but that one lifted into left center field, though Hearn comes under it. Makes the grab, out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th, and it's going to be Cole Grissinger.
Yeah, Fernhold's making quick work with these Jazz hitters right now.
Absolutely, and, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, conserve some energy and definitely keep your pitch count down.
I mean, no one even going in the Scout bullpen right now. You see a little bit of stretching out of Adrian Peraza, a.k.a. Slug. First pitch from Caleb Fernholz, taken low and away. The batter, Grissinger, 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out to short, and then he actually grounded out to short both times, but the first time he grounded out to short back in the first was the ball that was misplayed by Aaron Valance with the low throw over to Caleb Fernholz that led to the only run of this game. And I'm not exactly sure, but I wonder if that run's going to be unearned or earned for Fernholz.
I don't know.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one taken on the inside moves the count 2-1. It might be unearned, right? I mean, like the batter who was on base, it should have been an out, essentially.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to count that as an earned run. So I think in terms of his line, he might still have zeros across the board, but that one lifted into shallow right. Diving for it as Jeremy Barth can't get there. Good job by O'Hearn, the center fielder, to get behind him and back that ball up, make sure it didn't advance. On with a single is Cole Grissinger, and now it's going to be Bobby Thompson to the plate.
Yeah, as we go forward, we're going to want to see the scouts. They're going to see him to try and go get more runs because this field's a little choppy out there. It looks like it's been giving some bad hops, so you never know. One bad hop ends up with a hit, and the merry-go-round starts.
You know, absolutely. And like we saw with a couple of the Scouts games the last couple of days, an inning can get out of hand for a team, especially a bullpen, as that ball gets under the legs of Don Ring and goes back to the backstop, that really far away backstop. Grissinger easily advancing over to second there on, I guess, what will be ruled as the passed ball. So now it's a man in scoring position with 2 down. The 1-0 is going to be the count to Bobby Thompson. Thompson 1 for 2 on the day, a single back in the first, and a ground out in the fourth. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That backstop far enough, you almost need a cutoff, man, to get it back in.
Honestly, seriously. And I wonder if that's something that, you know, a team who plays here every day like the Jazz has to adjust to. But first pitch grounded up the hole past the first baseman, Caleb Loy. Rounding third and coming home is the runner, Grissinger. He comes home easily. Throw gets back to the backstop. So advancing to second is going to be Bobby Thompson. An RBI single from Bobby Thompson makes this a 5-2 ball game. So unfortunately, after making quick work of the first 2 guys he faced, Fernholz with a little bit of trouble here, allowing his 7th hit of the ball game, and now just a 3-run game, and Ryan Szabo is going to come to the plate. Szabo on the day, 0 for 2.
Jeremy Barth with a pretty good throw there. Good. If it was he just kind of short hopped him and was a little offline. Had he gotten that up a little bit more, put it right on the bag, we might have had him at home.
Just a tough play there at home, but first pitch to Szabo taking low.
It's a very good pitch right there on the outside corner.
Look, count 1-0 here. It's a runner at second. 2 down. The score, 5-2 in favor of your Scouts. And Fernhold steps off. Here's the 1-0. And that one fouled back. A ball and a strike. The Scouts looking to pick up their 5th straight victory, but this one far from over here. In the home half of the 6th, the tying run on deck here with 2 down, but Fernholz looking to prevent any further damage in this one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Big breaking ball upstairs. The count moves 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, definitely looking to stop the bleeding a little bit here, as that 3 runs makes a huge difference compared to 2 runs out there.
Exactly, and, you know, it's also going to be the job of the Scout offense to, you know, provide a little bit more insurance runs, as you see, as that one's fouled back into the screen. Walter Rook going in the bullpen for the Scouts.
Exactly. Coach Cates and Coach Tigro, they always preach how we need to extend the lead late in the game, really put the pressure on the other team to be perfect to beat us. And
that's something that I thought that we did really well in Sunday evening's contest against Southern Ohio. With, you know, we had once again mounted that comeback to go ahead, and I guess it was the 6th, but Kerry Holloway with a big RBI in the top of the 9th to give Matthew Wade a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th. And at that point, you know, it's essentially over when you got a guy like Wade throwing 94-95 out there. But that pitch lifted into right field, foul ground. Jeremy Barth comes under it, makes the grab in foul territory for out number 3. So it's 1 run on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back here. We are in the top of the 7th inning in Richmond. Andrew Alix alongside Sean Kennedy. The Scouts with a 5-2 lead, and Jeremy Barth to the plate. The new pitcher in is Pete Whistle. Pete Whistle comes in 11 innings pitched, a 2.45 ERA on the season, and he throws a first pitch strike to Jeremy Barth. Jeremy 1 for 3 on the day, a single back in the first, instead a strikeout and a ground out. Second pitch from Whistle finds the zone, a called strike 2. So Barth falls behind in this count. 0-2 against the new pitcher for the Jazz. 0-2 pitch lifted into shallow center field. The center fielder, Muka, comes under it, makes the grab. Out number 1.
It's always fun to watch Barth swing. He's just a max effort guy. He goes out there and takes big hacks up at the plate. Doesn't get cheated, that's for sure.
You know, I didn't know that Barth actually had started his career off at Loyola Marymount in California. That's a school, and here's some Loyola Marymount trivia. Coach Coob's his middle name is Bo Kimble. Capital B, lowercase o, capital K, I-M-B-L-E. Bo Kimble is a player for the Loyola Marymount, but Evan McDonald lifts that one into deep left field, going back at the track of the wall, but making the catch at the wall is the left fielder Grissinger, who basically, I mean, I don't know if that was a robbed home run, but at least a robbed, maybe triple.
Yeah, I don't think it was a home run. Looks like he got it right in front of the wall there, but that was definitely a double for sure. As McDonald's not too fast, but yeah, he got a hold of that one.
Yeah, the left fielder from Francis Marion University coming out and just taking an extra base hit right out of the grasp of Evan McDonald, and 2 quick flyouts for the Scouts here in the top of the 7th, and now it's going to be Chandler Atkins to the plate. Atkins on the day, 1 for 3. He doubled back in the 3rd inning, I believe, and he takes low, ball 1. Atkins, the Scouts team leader at RBIs, that's with 15. Awaits the 1-0. Here it comes, and big swing and a miss there from Chandler. Evens things up.
Yeah, Chandler's a guy you can always count on to come up in a big situation and driving some runs for us. He's been huge this season so far.
1 ball and 1 strike here. That one taken on the outside. Atkins finds himself ahead in this count, 2-1. Chandler, a guy who, like we said a couple times in the past, listed as a catcher, original roster, but has played almost exclusively at third base. And breaking ball finds the zone there, moves the count. 2 strikes, but 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-2. Atkins trying to get a little bit of a 2-out rally here, and he chops that one. A foul ball on the first base side. Is staying alive here is Chandler. And, you know, the pitcher Whistle with the 2.45 ERA, a guy that the Scouts actually saw in the June 8th contest, like I mentioned earlier. He allowed 2 earned runs, and that's 2 of the 3 earned runs he's allowed all season. Chandler takes the 2-2 pitch down the third base line in foul ground, going to hook out of play right by the Scout bullpen out there. So staying alive in this count again is Chandler, really working the count for the pitcher Whistle. Here comes 2-2 again. Fouls that one right back into the screen.
Really staying alive up there. Oh, a couple good foul balls right there.
And a lot of guys, you know, you'll see guys who really have that discipline to just foul off, wait for their pitch. And, you know, when you see that happen, you see really good hitters will capitalize on it. But Chandler once again fouls a pitch off.
Yeah, especially a couple foul balls right back at the screen. Show that he's right on top of the ball. He's just one adjustment, and that ball's a line drive right up the middle.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Chandler, a guy who, you know, a couple of RBIs yesterday, 3 RBIs yesterday. None today, but he does have himself an extra base hit, his 4th double of the year, coming back in the 3rd inning. Here's 2-2, and Chandler chops that one to the first baseman. Lyard picks it up, steps on first. Out number 3. So no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. We head into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Scouts lead 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-2 here. Andrew Alix alongside Sean Kennedy, and a pitching change for the Scouts. Walter Rook into the ball game. Walter on the year, a 2-0 record with a 2.45 ERA. In 6 appearances, he's struck out 10 over 14 2/3 innings pitched. But he also has appeared against this very same Jazz team back on June 8th. Walter threw 3 1/3. No earned runs, and not even allowing a hit over that period of time, facing 13 members of this Richmond Jazz squad. But now it's Julian Flannery to the plate from Miami of Ohio. First pitch to him, and that one finds the zone, a called strike.
Walter, one of those guys, he's just a go-getter. He tells us every single day when he comes out on the mound, he's like, just give me the lead and I'll bring us to victory. He just goes out there and pitches his best every time, doesn't leave anything up to chance.
And second pitch grounded to the first baseman, Caleb Bloy, and he underhand tosses it. After having a little bit of trouble with it initially, he picks it up, underhand tosses it to Walter, out number 1. So mark that down as a 3-1 in your books, and got to throw a factoid in there because we're all about factoids here at the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Flannery, of course, the right fielder from Miami of Ohio, and we have another alumni from Miami of Ohio reference, once again from John Bombach. Former Brooklyn/Los Angeles Dodgers manager and Baseball Hall of Famer Walter Alston also went to Miami University of Ohio. So the distinguished Red Hawk Alumni Network continues. First pitch breaking ball from Walter Rook finds the zone. A call strike. The batter, Jake Vernon, the catcher from Rend Lake College. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts on the day. Here's the 0-1. And big swing and a miss there. Walter ahead in this count, 0-2. Rook from Northeast Mississippi Community College with his sights set on Union University. Here's 0-2. And that one is lifted into center field. Under it comes Ryan O'Hearn, makes the grab, out number 2. So a quick 2 outs for Walter Rook here.
With 2 outs, now batting number 6, Walter Rook.
Walter looking good so far. Let's see if he can get this third out. Maybe a little quicker than last inning.
Here's the first pitch. That one taken low and away. The batter is Slater Rush. Rush 0 for 2 on the day. Went down looking his first time up. A ground out over to the third base back in the 5th. You're in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs. The count, 2 balls, no strikes with 2 down, and the Scouts leading by a score Up 5-2. Rook, the 2-0 delivery. That one finds the zone. Fastball right down the pipe. Moves the count to 2 balls and a strike.
Really big out right here because get this out and only leaves you two more innings to get 3 runs tied up. So
2-1 pitch, and that one's fouled hard. First base line out of play. Count evens up 2-2. But yeah, Rook, a guy who, the scouts have been able to use a lot throughout the season, and a guy that's proved very effectively out of the bullpen, the big 6'4" righty. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's grounded right back at Rook, who makes a very athletic backhanded play, picks it up, tosses it over to Caleb Loy out number 3. So no runs on no hits, and nobody left aboard. We are through 7 here in Richmond, Indiana. The score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here into the top of the 8th. Andrew Alix and Sean Kennedy. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-2. Adrian Marquez to the plate to lead things off here for the Scouts. First pitch. That one's taken upstairs. Ball 1. The pitcher still Pete Whistle in his first inning. A 1-2-3-1. Getting 2 flyouts and a ground out to retire Barth, McDonald, and Atkins. The 1-0. That one finds the inside part of the plate with the fastball. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike.
Looked like it may have been a little bit in right there, but
yeah, no. Well, no drawing lines in the dirt. That's the rule.
yeah.
1-1, here it comes. And Adrian lifts that one sky high. And like you said, a major league pop-up. That one goes right in front of the tarp by the Scouts bullpen on the third base side, but there to grab it is the third baseman, Sabo, makes the grab out number 1. So where we have gotten lucky a couple times with the fielders not being able to make the play in the national park of foul ground that we have here. The Scouts not catching the break that time, and a quick out there. Marquez sits down. It's going to be Caleb Bloy to the plate. Bloy 1 for 3 on the day, an RBI double back in the second. Since then, a fly out and a ground out. First pitch to him. That one finds the zone.
Going back to that foul ball, that was really good work by the third baseman there, knowing where he was on the field. Didn't panic and just kept his feet under him as he was able to snag that fly ball.
So Bloy awaits the 0-1 here. And breaking ball, and Bloy attacks there, grounds it right back to the pitcher Whistle, who can't get it on the first try, but just deflects it off his glove, goes over, picks it up, throws to first for out number 2. Mark it down as a 1-3, and Whistle making quick work of the Scouts here in the top of the 8th. Can't believe we're that far into the game, but now it's 2 down and Kerry Holloway to the plate. Holloway having himself a little bit of a day thus far. A couple of singles, 2 for 3 on the afternoon. He has scored a run and stolen a couple of bases. First pitch, breaking ball, finds the outside part of the zone.
he's been a real workhorse for us this year. I mean, he's always in the weight room, always asking for extra reps, hitting wise and stuff. It's been really good to see. He's definitely got a junior college mentality, as that's where he goes, and he just grinds out every day. It's awesome.
And it'll be interesting to see as he takes a call strike there where Carey might end up. I know he just finished his first year of JUCO, but a world of possibilities for a very athletic middle infielder who had a pretty successful first season over at Andrew College. But I guess a little whiles away from recruiting season as he fouls that one back into the screen. I know that you having just finished up your second year at JUCO. Around what time did you start really seriously looking into schools?
You're kind of looking your whole sophomore year. It's kind of stressful, but usually like the second half, when the spring season starts, that's when things get real. And you just have to you got schools calling you. You got to worry about performing, and like I said, it's stressful, but it's really fun too because you just getting the calls and everything. Going through the recruiting process again it's a fun time.
And Sean having a very successful sophomore year at Garden City Community College in the state of Kansas, hitting like 400 or something like that.
424, but who's counting?
424, but who's counting? But Carey swinging and missing at that one. And that's going to retire the Scouts in the top of the eighth. No runs, no hits, and nobody left aboard. We are in the middle of the eighth. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head to the home half of the eighth. Andrew Alix and Sean Kennedy. The Scouts lead 5-2. Walter Rook back into the game, and first pitch to the batter. The leadoff batter, Dylan Muka. Pop-up fouled right back into the screen. 0-1 goes the count. Muka on the day, 2 for 3. 0-1 pitch, and that one is lifted into right field, a base hit. Jeremy Barth there to grab it, and the leadoff man aboard for the Richmond Jazz, who are trying to mount a comeback here late in the game. The Scouts 6 outs away from a victory. Those are going to be 6 outs that they're going to have to labor for, and Walter Rook just the man to do it. So now Sam Troyer to the plate. Troyer 1 for 3. A single in the first, a strikeout in the sixth. He flew into a double play. The weird double play that I keep bringing up, that was in the third. First pitch. Finds the zone, a called strike. Count 0-1. A beautiful night here in Richmond, Indiana. The Scouts' first ever trip here to McBride Stadium to face off against the new expansion team in this Great Lakes League, the Richmond Jazz. Of course, not the first ever matchups with the Jazz. The Scouts wins number 1 and 2 of the season coming against Richmond. But that was back at home at Grady's Field. So Rook, time called there.
Like you said, beautiful night. Couldn't ask for a more perfect night for baseball.
Just like this is what summer ball really is all about in my book. Just a beautiful, beautiful evening here. And
Flag's barely moving.
A heck of a game, too. Troyer tries to lay down a bunt down the third base line, but that one goes right foul. So ahead in the count, 0-2 is Rook here. Rook sent the Jazz down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the seventh. The count, no balls, 2 strikes here with nobody out. Dylan Muka over at first, and Muka, he's single. That was his third hit of the game. So Muka, a guy who, a leadoff hitter hitting 222, not the most impressive mark, but who am I to judge? He's 3 for 4 on the day. 0-2 pitch, and that one fouled hard. About, looks like it could have hit Sean straight in the face if it was about 4 feet to the left of where it landed, but don't worry, we're protected by a very strong net here, as anyone watching the broadcast can probably tell, because there's a net there. So the count, 0-2. Rook delivers, and that one is lined into right field, but Jeremy Barth under it. The throw over to first. He's not going to make the throw over to first, but he aggressively could have tried. Regardless, out number 1. Mark it down as an F9 in your books, with 1 on and 1 out. Brennan Lyard's going to come to the plate. Lyard 0 for 3 on the day, a double play back in the first. Since then, a couple of flyouts have been his evening. And Lyard, who's looking to pick up his first hit of the ball game here in a big spot for these Jazz, who are trying to pick up just their 4th win of the season. First pitch, and that one, hard foul ball out of play, first base line.
Yeah, not exactly what you're looking for right there. Looking for some weak contact to middle infielder, get yourself a double play, get out of the inning. Let's go right here.
Well, absolutely, and the Scouts have turned quite a few double plays.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch.
Rook with the pickoff attempt over to first. Turned a double play in the first inning. Then again in the third inning. And then, since then it's been mostly smooth sailing, minus the one little hiccup in the 6th. But the count, 0-1 here. The pitch. That one missing on the outside. The count evens up, a ball and a strike with 1 down here in the home half of the 8th. The Scouts leading by a score of 5-2. Walter Rook, the big 6'4" righty from the great state of Tennessee. The 1-1 pitch, and that one is lifted high in the air to center field. Chasing under it is going to be Ryan O'Hearn. He makes the grab, out number 2. So a fly out to right and a fly out to center. Now with 2 down here in the 8th. And now it's going to be Cole Grissinger to the plate. Grissinger from Francis Marion University, the home of Ronald Miller. Ronald Miller, a professor there, best known for being the first professor in America on Facebook after Facebook expanded outside of the Ivy League. Ronald Miller, a dedicated Facebook friend of mine. With 2 out, the first pitch from Rook, a big swing and a miss. Grissinger on the day. He's 1 for 3. Reached on an error in the first. Grounded out to short in the 4th. He singled in the 6th. Came around to score. The second run of this ball game for the Jazz. 1 pitch. Rook missing on the outside.
Looked like he tried to come back with just about that same pitch, see if he could get the same swing and miss.
The count, even a ball and a strike. With 2 down here, Muka's over at first. Takes a moderate-sized lead. The 1-1 pitch, and that one's grounded sharply to the third baseman, Atkins. He picks it up, throws on over to first in time for out number 3. So that's no runs on 1 hit, 1 man left aboard. We have played 8 in Richmond, Indiana. The Scouts lead the Jazz by a score of 5-2. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the ninth, it's going to be Valence, O'Hearn, and Donald Ring. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-2 here in the top of the ninth. Andrew Alix alongside Scouts left fielder Sean Kennedy. The new pitcher is Bobby Thompson, the man who was the designated hitter up until this point. But Thompson into the game, and let's see if we can get some numbers on Bobby Thompson. Thompson, LU of Pennsylvania, and Valence attacks the 1-0 pitch into right field, and coming under, Flannery makes the grab. Out number one. Thompson, like we said, from California, University of Pennsylvania. A pretty weird name for a school, but regardless, Thompson, a 13.5 ERA on the year. He pitched against the Scouts and allowed one earned run in one inning on 2 hits. O'Hearn attacks the first pitch, and that one into shallow left field. Coming under it, the left fielder makes the grab after having to take a lot of steps there. And he really put in some work, but Grissinger, that's the same guy that robbed Evan of that.
Yeah, he can cover some ground out there, that's for sure. Covered, probably about 90 feet on that one.
So 2 incredibly quick outs before I could load a page on the pitcher. He's made 2 outs, but now it's going to be Don Ring to the plate. Don, 1 for 3 on the day. He singled and scored in the first, also drew a walk in the fourth. Don attacks first pitch, right to the first baseman, underhand toss to the pitcher Thompson. Steps on first in time, out number 3. The quickest half inning of the year thus far. That's no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. We head into the bottom of the ninth, and it looks like Slug is going to be in to try to close this one out for the Scouts. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the ninth inning. A new pitcher into the game for the Scouts, the man known in most social circles simply as Slug, Adrian Peraza. Adrian with a 2.61 ERA through 10 1/3 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. That's a pretty impressive mark for old Slug. His first pitch is taken into center field, chasing it is O'Hearn, and that's going to drop in front of him. A leadoff single for the designated hitter, a.k.a. now the pitcher, Bobby Thompson. And that's a 1 on and nobody out. The leadoff man aboard here for the Jazz, and the tying run is now on deck. So a save situation, I suppose.
Don't let that nickname fool you. Even though his nickname's Slug, he can throw the ball pretty hard.
And he's got that cut fastball.
Yeah, it moves a lot. I've caught him in the pen before, and wow, it is is something else. You're always worried it's going to hit you in the face. Moves that much.
Whew. So a man on, nobody out. The batter, Ryan Sabo. Sabo 0 for 3 on the day. He attacks first pitch, takes that one, a high fly ball into right field. Under it, Jeremy Barth makes the grab, out number 1. So 1 on and 1 away, and now the batter is going to be Julian Flannery. Flannery from Miami University of Ohio, a school that has produced many notable alumni. John Bombach helping us out with that one. And
Now batting number 9, Julian Flannery.
so now with Julian Flannery to the plate, the right fielder from Miami, who apparently was just added to this Richmond Jazz team. Didn't have any stats coming into tonight that I could see on the Point Streak website. But 1 on and 1 out, and Slug going to face him for the first time. Slug throws from the left side versus the left-handed hitting Julian Flannery. First pitch comes on the inside, ball 1.
Almost got him there.
And Slug almost with the tying run at the plate. So 1-0 the count. Thompson takes his lead over at first. The pitch. And that one got him kind of caught up on the inside there. A foul ball on the third base side. Atkins tried to get there in time, but couldn't get there quick enough. The count evens up. A ball and a strike with 1 out here. The Scouts 5. The Jazz 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Adrian looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He delivers the 1-1 pitch, and that one swung on and missed.
Good pitch there by Peraza.
So Adrian ahead in this count 1-2, and like we said, through 10 1/3 innings pitched, he has 13 strikeouts. That's more than 9 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched there. And big breaking ball on the outside. Strike 3. He got Julian Flannery swinging. And the 14th strikeout of the year issued by Slug. And now with 2 down, it's the last hope of the Richmond Jazz, and that's going to be their catcher, Jake Vernon. Vernon on the day. Oh, check that. Looks like a pinch hitter coming into the game, and that's going to be Austin Schultz. Schultz, obviously pinch hitting in this situation, like I said just half a second ago, and looks like Chandler's going to come in and talk to Slug.
Pitching for the Jazz, winning number 4, Austin Schultz.
So Austin Schultz to the plate. From Lewis University, a native of Greensburg, Indiana, to the plate with 1 on and 2 outs. The first pitch from Slug finds the zone, the cut fastball again. Schultz on the season, batting a .171 with 1 RBI. 0-1 the count. Slug looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He delivers, and that one's lifted high in the air, but foul out of play on the first base side. So it's 0-2 here to Schultz, and Slug just 1 strike away from putting this one in the books for the Scouts. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. 5-2 Scouts is your score. Peraza, the 0-2 pitch, and that one is lined, a fair ball into left field. The ball goes to the fence. Coming around first and going to second is going to be Bobby Thompson. He's going to head for home. The throw to the plate will be not in time. Austin Schultz is standing at second with a double, and this is now a 5-3 ball game. So down to his final strike, Austin Schultz makes good work of Adrian Peraza with, that ball was about as close to the left field line as you can get, but
Yeah, about a foot off the line right there. Hit it hard, though.
yeah, very hard hit ball, and that one went all the way to the fence, and a chance for a play at the plate, but just not enough. Not enough on that one, and so now the tying run at the plate is Slater Rush. Rush from Wabash Valley College. He's 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch to him, a slug ball, a.k.a. cut fastball. taken on the outside, almost gets past Don Ring. Luckily does not. It's Austin Schultz second with 2 down here.
Yeah, Don able to just get enough of that one to keep it close.
1-0 the count. Peraza looks to the catcher Ring. The 1-0 pitch. And that one taken low and away. And once again, Ring, good reflex there. Make sure that didn't turn into a passed ball. The Scouts just 1 out away from win number 10, but they're laboring for it here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Slug finds the zone there, the outside part of the plate. Count moves 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. 5-3 your score here in the bottom of the 9th.
Very good pitch there. Didn't give him anything too good to hit there on the 2-0 count. It's a count you're looking to drive something in. So
here's 2-1. And Adrian missing way on the outside. The count moves 3-1. And a very precarious situation for Peraza here with a 3-1 hitters count to the number 9 hitter and the leadoff man Muka, who's 3 for 4 on the day with a double, is the man in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Peraza attacks the zone there, taking all the way with Slater Rush. And the count full here, 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. And the bottom of the 9th, Scouts 1 out away from icing this. They lead by a score of 5-3. The runner at second is Austin Schultz. He takes his lead. The runner will go here, obviously, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch, and that one taken on the outside, ball 4. So the tying run is aboard. And Dylan Muka to the plate, the most dangerous hitter in this lineup. And looks like we see Matthew Wade is warming up in the bullpen now.
Yeah.
In case of an implosion. And maybe not even in case of an implosion, this could be it for Adrian Peraza.
Yeah,
so
that's the hard part about coming in late in games. You got a really short leash, and let's see what Coach Cates is going to do with him right here.
I mean, it's a very interesting situation. You know, Wade is obviously probably just of anyone in this entire staff. If you had one better, you know, you're going to throw Wade. But even though Peraza has been struggling a little bit, the Scouts still with a 2-run lead. Of course, 2 men aboard. And will they call the bullpen? It doesn't look like they will. They're going to keep Peraza in to give him the opportunity to close this game out here. But let me give you guys the situation for those of you listening. It's runners on first and second. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-3. It's the leadoff man, Dylan Muka, to the plate. Muka has had quite a day thus far. He is 3 for 4, 2 singles and a double. Peraza, first pitch. And that one high, ball 1.
Just missed with that one right there.
The Scouts 1 out away. But they've been laboring for it. The 1-0 pitch finds the zone. Called strike, evens the count up. A ball and a strike here with 2 down. Muka from Southern Illinois, Carbondale. One. Big breaking ball missing on the outside. So Peraza falling behind in this count, 2-1.
Came out, got 2 quick outs there, and really struggling for this third one right now.
And the go-ahead run is at the plate right now, and Peraza missing on the outside yet again. And he seems to be rushing here, seems like a little bit struggling. But Dylan Muka, 2 doubles on the year, including the one today. 1 triple, has yet to hit a home run. Of course, a home run would end this ball game. Here's the 3-1, and that one's taken high, ball 4. And you got to figure that now with the bases loaded and 2 down, maybe Coach Cates might pull Peraza here and throw Matthew Wade. Matthew Wade's still out in the bullpen, and Don Ring out to have a word with his catcher, or out to have a word with his pitcher. And we'll see what Coach Cates decides to do here.
Yeah, that's a big walk as the tying run moves into scoring position right there. Just a base knock, and this game can be tied up.
And go ahead, runs the board, and with 2 down, all the runners are going to be going. But now Sam Troyer to the plate. Troyer 1 for 4. And, yep, Coach Gates is going to come out, and this is going to be it for Peraza. They're going to bring in Matthew Wade to try to get this final out that has been so elusive for the Scouts thus far. So the bases are loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Scouts lead 5-3. A new pitcher coming in, the fireballer, Matthew Wade. We're going to step off for a second and let him warm up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Into the game is Matthew Wade, the fireballer from Southeast Missouri State University. Matthew already has 2 saves on the year, and as he enters with the bases loaded and 2 outs here, the Scouts lead by a score of 5-3. The go-ahead runs at first. The batter, Sam Troyer. The first pitch from Wade, and that one just missing high, I suppose. Ball 1.
Looking for big number 3 right here.
And this third out has been so elusive for the Scouts thus far. And Wade missing low and away on the 1-0. So the tying run is in scoring position over at second. The go-ahead run at first. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Wade. That one finds the zone. A called strike moves the count to 2-1. Matt Wade from Southeast Missouri State University. A guy who the Scouts have called in so many late inning situations to try to pick up that final out. And the first pitch is grounded past the glove of a diving Chandler Atkins. Rounding third and coming home is going to be the runner at third, and the tying run comes home from second. So we are in a tie ball game here. A 2-out single off the bat of Sam Troyer, and we are all tied up at 5. And the winning run is at third, and Brennan Laird to the plate. Laird is 0 for 4 on the day, and the Richmond Jazz coming back from an improbable 2 outs and just 1 on here. First pitch to Laird, and Wade missing on the outside. Ball 1.
Yeah, it looked like Queso might have been able to make a play there, but the ball just squeaked under his glove.
So 1-0 the count here. Wade, and he comes on the inside that time. Falling behind in this count, 2-0. The Scouts came into this inning leading by a score of 5-2, but 3 runs have quickly come home, and the prognostics of what time I'm going to get to bed tonight have now changed, or maybe not changed, and will lose. 2-0 the count. And Matt Wade missing on the outside that time, and a rare lack of control for Wade. He's behind in this count 3-0. And you got to remember that he's kind of wild on the outside. Think about the backstop. 3-0 pitch. That one finds the zone, a called strike. So the count goes 3-1. A single of any kind of base hit will score the winning run for the Jazz. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that one swung on and missed. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, with 2 outs here. In the bottom of the ninth, we are all tied up at 5. The winning run is at third. Matthew Wade looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He delivers, and that one is grounded a chopper to Chandler Atkins. He picks it up, throws on over to first in time for out number 3. But that is, that is 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 men left aboard. But we are heading into some free baseball for you folks. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Free baseball, folks. The top of the 10th, and Jeremy Barth to the plate. Bobby Thompson back out to pitch for the Richmond Jazz. The Scouts led by a score of 5-2 heading into that bottom of the 9th inning, but the Jazz rallying, putting up 3 runs in the final frame in extra innings. And I think I jinxed it. I jinxed it because I told local newspaper reporter that this game was going by quickly, and he said, don't say that. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's going by quickly, and then they put up 3, and we're still playing. But Jeremy rips that one into the glove of the shortstop, who throws on over to first in time for out number 1.
Yeah, one of those unwritten rules of baseball right there. Don't say the game's going quickly when it is, because next thing you know, it just slows up on you.
So Evan McDonald's at the plate, and he is 1 for 3 on the day. The Scouts haven't gotten a hit in a long time. Actually, their last hit came in the 6th inning, a Kerry Holloway single. But they have been held hitless since. Evan grounds a chopper over to the third base side. The third baseman, Sabo, picks it up, throws on over to first. Almost pulls the first baseman, Lyard, off the bag, but he keeps the tip of his toe on, and that's out number 2.
Looks like it could be another quick inning for the Scouts here.
And
not what you want to see.
They have gotten seemingly just the life sucked out of them.
Yeah, and momentum change with them scoring, with the Jazz scoring the 3 runs. And
a big momentum change. Big momentum change. There was 2 out here in the top of the 10th, and Chandler Atkins to the plate. First pitch to Atkins, taken on the outside. Ball 1. extra inning game here in Richmond, Indiana. Atkins takes a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Count evens up 1-1 with 2 down here in the top of the 10th. Deadlocked at 5. 1-1 pitch. And Chandler lines that one right into the glove of the first baseman Lyard for out number 3. So the Scouts go down quickly in the top of the 10th. No runs on, no hits, and nobody left aboard. We head into the bottom half of the 10th, still deadlocked at 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. All right. We head into the bottom of the 10th inning. Andrew Alix here alongside Scouts left fielder Sean Kennedy. And we are playing some free baseball here, as they call it. The Jazz putting up 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to keep this game going. Give the fans here in the great state of Indiana something to cheer for. And let me tell you, we're all tied up at 5. And it's an interesting one. A new pitcher in for the Scouts. It's Jacob Chrysler. Chrysler still hasn't allowed an earned run on the year, and hopefully he'll be able to keep that success going. Knock on wood. First pitch from Chrysler finds the zone, a called strike. I've been talking for a long time now. Throat's starting to hurt. I kid. Here's the 0-1 from Chrysler, and that one taken low. The batter is Cole Grissinger. Grissinger on the day, 1 for 4. Singled and came around to score back in the 6th. A ball and a strike to count with nobody out here. Chrysler looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He delivers in a big swing and a miss on the inside. Chrysler ahead in the count, 1-2.
Chrysler's really been huge for the Scouts this season so far. He just goes out there and he's just a bulldog on the mound, you know. He just goes out and throws strikes and gets outs. That's huge, especially late in ball games. Really turn the momentum back in their favor.
Here's 1-2. And big swing and a miss, strike 3. Jacob Chrysler got him for out number 1. So the first strikeout of the day for Chrysler, and 1 up, 1 down. And that's going to bring up Bobby Thompson. Thompson on the day is 3 for 4 with an RBI. First pitch to Bobby. That one taken low, ball 1. Remember, a tie ball game, so one swing of the bat by any given guy can end this game. Thompson is hitting .284 on the year with 5 doubles, a home run, and 12 RBIs. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Chrysler, and that's taken on the outside. Moves the count to 2-0. And the Scouts, after putting up 5 runs in the first 4 innings, have surrendered 6 consecutive zeros. 2-0 pitch, and That one taken on the outside yet again. So Jacob Chrysler falls behind in this count 3-0 against Thompson. Thompson from California University of Pennsylvania. And a home run here from him would be the shot heard around the world. And Jacob Chrysler can't get himself across on the 3-0 pitch, so 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a man on with 1 out as Bobby Thompson takes a walk over to first base.
Yeah, like you said, a home run here would end it, but it's really hard because you're always looking to be the hero, but late in these games you just got to trust your teammates, try and drive you in sometimes. You can't do it all on your own.
Well, absolutely, and that's what it comes down to. That small ball going to come in big here. If you're Ryan Sabo, the guy behind you, Flannery and I guess Austin Schultz, the new catcher, the man who really got this thing going. But now with Thompson on, it's Sabo to the plate. Sabo. And first pitch gets away from Don Ring, so the go-ahead run moves into scoring position. And like we said, those big pass ball situations coming into play now.
Might have been a miscommunication there as he goes out, as Ring goes out and talks with him.
Yeah, might have gotten crossed up there is what I'm thinking as well.
As it just it just hit off his glove. And so he probably just wasn't expecting it to break one way or the other, and then it did. Just probably a miscommunication there by your pitcher and catcher.
So bottom of the 10th, tied up at 5, 1 out, runner on second. The count 1-0. It's Jacob Chrysler versus Ryan Sabo. Sabo 0 for 4 on the day. First pitch for 1-0 from Chrysler, and that one taken low and away. And almost would make you want to maybe put the double play ball back in play, which is not really in play right now, but I guess you can't really think like that. And Sabo, a guy who's 0 for 4, is taking a low and away ball there. Chrysler has thrown 7 straight balls.
Not what you want to see here late in the game.
No one going in the Scouts bullpen, so this is Chrysler's game to lose here in the bottom of the 10th. 3-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. Taking all the way is Ryan Sabo. The count moves 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 down. Chrysler looks to the catcher, Don Ring. The runner at second, decent-sized lead. The 3-1 pitch from Chrysler, and that one taken a low ball 4. So Ryan Sabo to first, and now it's 2 on, which I guess the only advantage you can think of there is that the double play ball is back.
Yeah, it may not turn out to be a bad thing. It could be a blessing in disguise.
Could be a blessing in disguise, exactly. And the man to the plate, Julian Flannery, is 1 for 4 on the day with a strikeout. But looks like Coach Kate's going to come to the mound. And I guess with nobody going in the bullpen, maybe this is just more of a strategic change of pace kind of thing, unless he just wants to throw Queso for some reason. That would be an interesting change of pace. But like he's probably just reminding the guys the double play ball or something like that, looking for some sort of infield shift.
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to probably calm his pitcher down and make sure everyone's on the same page, so nothing crazy happens and lets the game get away on something simple.
Absolutely, and the man at the plate, Julian Flannery, from Miami University of Ohio, the alumnus of Paul Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger, Wally Zerbiak, Alston, Ron Harper. I'm trying to think of all the Miami University alumni that we can remember, but I can't. But the fact of the matter is there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. We are all tied up at 5. Runners at first and second. First pitch. Big breaking ball finds the zone, a called strike.
Nice pitch. Good job to get ahead there.
And the very important Flannery, 1 for 4 on the day, 2 ground outs and a strikeout. The double play ball very much in play here. The go-ahead run, a.k.a. the winning run, is at second. Here's the 0-1, and that one is grounded to the second baseman, Kerry Holloway. He throws on over to first in time for out number 2, so no running the risk with the double play ball there, and at the risk of potentially not getting him, and quite frankly, that's okay. But it's now Austin Schultz back to the plate. The first time up, Schultz was the one that kept this rally going. The first 2-out hit that the Jazz managed inning ago in the bottom of the 9th drove in the first of the 3 runs that they put in there. Schultz, the catcher from Lewis University. He doubled, came around to score his only at-bat of the game. Remember, he came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th. The head run is at third. The pitch. Chrysler finds the zone there. Inside fastball. Count 0-1 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 10th. Chrysler, the right-handed pitcher, against the right-handed batting Austin Schultz. Here's the 0-1, and that one finds the zone again. A called strike 2. He went, I guess, the lower outside part of the zone there. Fastball.
That's what it looked like. Going back to a ground ball to Kerry Holloway, it was a really good job of just taking the out that was given to him. Didn't try to make too much happen, and really just allowed him to put his trust in his pitcher and to get the 3rd out of the inning right now.
So 0-2 the count here. 2 down. The go-ahead run at third. Chrysler. And with Thompson taking a pretty good lead over at third, Chrysler steps off and kind of checks him back. Remember, any passed ball here could also score the go-ahead run. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chrysler, he delivers. That one taken low and away. Moves the count to 1-2. Chrysler from Mount Vernon Nazarene University, facing off against the Lewis University catcher, Austin Schultz. Schultz, a sub-200 hitter on the season. Oh, and they're calling a balk on Jacob Chrysler, and the winning run, Bobby Thompson, is going to come home. A balk by Jacob Chrysler ends the game here in the bottom of the 10th. The final score, the Jazz 6, the Xenia Scouts 5. The Scouts with 5 runs on 7 hits, the Jazz with 6 runs on 11 hits. We're going to be right back here tomorrow as the Scouts are going to come here trying to get what will be a pretty bad taste out of their mouth. The Scouts record falls to 9-7 on the season. The Jazz move to 4-13. I am Andrew Alix for Sean Kennedy and John Sharp. We thank you for joining us today and wish you a pleasant evening. We hope to see you back here at the same time tomorrow.